Hello there. I'm Dr. David Thompson. If you are watching this, it's likely because your stomach has become your worst enemy. You're tired of the bloating. You're tired of the burning. And you're tired of being told that it's just a part of getting older. Before we dive into the science, I want to tell you about a woman named Martha. Martha was 72 years old when she first sat in the chair you're likely sitting in now. She lived in a small town in Florida, and when she came to see me, she was broken. Not just physically, but spiritually. For 5 years, Martha hadn't been able to eat a meal without doubling over in pain. She had lost 30 pounds, weight she couldn't afford to lose. Her daughter was already touring local nursing homes because Martha could no longer walk to her own mailbox without feeling dizzy and faint from malnourishment. The doctors she'd seen previously told her the same thing. Martha, your stomach is just wearing out. It's like an old car. Take these PPIs, take these acid blockers, and hope for the best. But those pills made her brain foggy, and her stomach felt like it was being eaten by lye. She was terrified of becoming a burden, terrified of losing her independence to a cabinet full of orange plastic pill bottles. When I looked at Martha's charts, I didn't see old age. I saw a biological system that had lost its ability to shield itself. I told her, Martha, we aren't going to add more chemicals to a fire. We're going to give your body the bricks and mortar it needs to rebuild the wall. I prescribed her a specific protocol of 4 vegetables. Not medicine. Not supplements. Just biology. Fast forward 6 months. I received a photo in the mail. It was Martha. She wasn't in a nursing home. She was at the summit of a trail in the Appalachian Mountains, holding a hiking stick in one hand and a healthy sandwich in the other, with a smile that could light up a city. She was independent. She was pain-free. She was alive again. Today, I'm going to reveal the exact method I gave Martha. It's a natural path that 97% of modern doctors overlook because they are trained to manage symptoms with synthetic drugs, not fix the cellular foundation. If you're over 50, if you're a stressed office worker, or a mother trying to regain her strength after pregnancy, this is the most important video you will watch this year. I'm going to guide you through every detail, every recipe, and every scientific why. But before we go further, I want to know who I'm talking to. This isn't just a video, it's a community of people reclaiming their health. Please, right now, go to the comment section and type your age/your most frustrating symptom. For example, 62, chronic bloating, or 45, acid reflux after work. Type it in. I read these comments personally, and they help me understand how to better serve you in future videos. Now, listen closely. The pain you're feeling, that heavy brick in your gut or the midnight burn, is not a natural part of aging. It's not just your genetics. After 30 years in medicine, I can tell you that most chronic digestive distress in seniors and stressed adults comes down to a deficiency in 4 specific cellular nutrients. Your body is literally starving for the repair kits found in the plant kingdom. Your stomach lining is like a screen door. Over time, if you don't maintain it, it gets holes. If you don't patch the holes, the flies get in. Today, we're going to patch the door. As I mentioned, I'm Dr. David Thompson. I've spent over 3 decades in the trenches of clinical nutrition and internal medicine. I have treated over 15,000 patients, many of whom had given up hope. My mission for this channel is simple: to help you live a long, vibrant, and independent life through the power of scientific nutrition. We don't do fads here. We look at how the molecules in your food talk to the molecules in your DNA. I've seen the miracles that happen when you stop poisoning the gut and start nourishing the cells. Today, it's your turn to experience that. Let's do a quick gut health audit. I want you to count on your fingers how many of these 5 symptoms you've experienced in the last 14 days. Be honest with yourself. 1. The afternoon balloon. Your stomach is flat in the morning, but by 4 p.m., you have to unbutton your pants. 2. The midnight burn. Heartburn or a sour taste in your mouth that wakes you up at 2 a.m. 3. The stalled engine. Feeling like a small meal just sits there for 6 hours without moving. 4. The foggy brain. Struggling to concentrate or feeling exhausted about 45 minutes after eating. 5. The emergency run. Sudden, urgent bathroom trips that make you afraid to leave the house. How many did you count? 1, 3, all 5. Comment your number below. If you have more than 2, you aren't just having a bad stomach day. You are likely suffering from a combination of ischemia, poor blood flow to the gut, and oxidative mucosal stress. Think of your stomach lining like the paint on a car. If the paint chips, the metal underneath rusts. In your gut, the paint is a delicate layer of mucus and epithelial cells. When this layer thins due to stress, poor diet, or aging, the very acid meant to digest your food starts to rust your internal organs. This creates chronic inflammation, which is the root of almost every disease we fear as we get older. But don't lose hope. The 4 vegetables I'm about to show you are the sealants and buffers that stop the rust and rebuild the shield. Our first hero is a vegetable most people pass by in the grocery store without a second glance. You might see it in a coleslaw or a salad garnish, but I see it as a medical miracle: red or purple cabbage. It is the most powerful sealer of the human digestive tract. I remember a patient named Arthur, 65, from Chicago. Arthur had a chronic gastric ulcer that simply wouldn't heal. He was taking high-dose antacids, but the pain was so sharp he couldn't even drive his car. The seatbelt pressing against his abdomen felt like a knife. He was losing his social life and his joy. We started him on a daily regimen of red cabbage essence. Within just 21 days, Arthur was back on the golf course. The hole in his lining had been physically supported by the nutrients in this vegetable. Why does it work? Red cabbage is the richest known source of a rare compound called S-methylmethionine, often referred to in older medical texts as vitamin U, U for ulcer. Think of vitamin U as biological superglue. At the cellular level, it stimulates the production of mucin. Mucin is the thick, protective slime that prevents your stomach acid from burning through your stomach wall. Furthermore, red cabbage contains anthocyanins, the pigments that make it purple. These act like internal sunglasses for your gut cells, protecting them from the glare of oxidative stress and cooling down the fire of inflammation. This isn't just folk medicine. A landmark study published in the Western Journal of Medicine found that concentrated cabbage juice could heal peptic ulcers in an average of 10.4 days, whereas the standard medical treatment of the time took 37 days. That is a 70% faster recovery rate using nothing but a vegetable. Practical guide. The method: to get the true healing power, you shouldn't eat a giant bowl of raw, crunchy cabbage. That's too much roughage for a sensitive senior gut. Instead, we juice it. The recipe: 1 cup of fresh red cabbage juice mixed with half a green apple to buffer the taste. The golden time: drink this 20 minutes before lunch. Note on combination: you must consume this with a tiny bit of healthy fat, perhaps a few walnuts or a slice of avocado, to help your body absorb the fat-soluble phytonutrients. Avoid adding sugar, as sugar causes the superglue to lose its stickiness. Have you ever tried cabbage juice? I know, the smell can be a bit strong, but the results are worth it. Comment, "I'm willing to try," if you're ready to heal. Next, we have a vegetable spice that has been used for 5,000 years, yet most people use it wrong: ginger. For the over 50 gut, ginger is not just for flavor, it is a mechanical necessity. Sarah was a 52-year-old office worker. She sat at a desk for 9 hours a day, under constant stress. Her main complaint was the brick gut. She felt like every meal just sat in her stomach for hours, fermenting and causing gas. She was relying on laxatives every weekend. After 4 weeks of using my ginger infusion method, she told me her digestion felt motorized. She was regular for the first time in a decade and her energy levels skyrocketed. Ginger contains bioactive compounds called gingerols and shogales. These are what we call prokinetic agents. Imagine your digestive tract is a long conveyor belt. As we age, or when we sit all day, the motor on that belt gets dusty and slows down. This is called slow gastric emptying. Ginger acts as a gastrointestinal spark plug. It sends a chemical signal to the smooth muscles of the stomach to contract rhythmically, pushing food along so it doesn't sit and rot in your gut. It also stimulates the release of bile from the gallbladder, which is like internal soap that breaks down fats. A major study published in the journal World Journal of Gastroenterology, 2011, showed that ginger significantly accelerated gastric emptying, the time it takes for food to leave the stomach, in people with functional dyspepsia. It literally cut the time food spent sitting in the stomach by nearly 50%. Practical guide. The method: fresh is king. Powdered ginger is for cookies. Fresh ginger is for medicine. The dosage: a piece the size of your thumb, sliced thin. The recipe: steep the slices in hot, not boiling, water for 10 minutes. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon to activate the enzymes. The golden time: drink this 30 minutes before breakfast to prime the engine for the day. Notes: avoid adding honey or sugar. We want the bitter, spicy zing to wake up your vagus nerve. Do you like the zing of ginger, or do you find it too spicy? If it's too spicy, I can tell you how to mellow it out. Just ask in the comments. If you suffer from the afternoon balloon, that painful, tight bloating, this vegetable is your new best friend, the fennel bulb. It's often used in Mediterranean cooking, and there's a scientific reason why those cultures have fewer digestive complaints. I worked with a postpartum mom named Elena, 38. After her second child, her hormones were in flux, and her gut was constantly spasming. She had sharp, stabbing pains after eating that made her afraid to pick up her baby. She thought she had gallstones, but it was actually intestinal wind. We introduced roasted fennel and fennel tea. Within 14 days, those sharp stabbing pains vanished. She called it her internal peacekeeper. Fennel contains a unique volatile oil called anethole. Think of anethole as a warm blanket for your intestines. When your gut is stressed, the smooth muscles go into tiny, microscopic spasms. This traps gas and causes that sharp, stabbing pain. Anethole is a powerful antispasmodic. It tells those muscles to relax and let the gas pass through effortlessly. It also has a carminative effect, which means it prevents the formation of gas in the first place by inhibiting certain bad bacteria in the colon. Research published in the Journal of Herb Med Pharmacology, 2014, highlighted that fennel extract was as effective as certain pharmaceutical antispasmodics for reducing intestinal cramping, but without the side effect of dry mouth or dizziness. Practical guide. The method: you can eat it raw in a salad, but for the best results for seniors, roast it. The recipe: slice the bulb, drizzle with olive oil and a pinch of sea salt, and roast at 400 degrees Fahrenheit until caramelized and soft. The golden time: eat this as a side dish with your evening meal. It helps relax the gut for a better night's sleep. Notes: don't throw away the green fronds on top. Chop them up like parsley and sprinkle them over your meal for an extra dose of chlorophyll. Fennel has a slight licorice flavor. Some people love it, some find it unusual. What about you? Type "love it" or "unusual" below. Finally, we have the orange powerhouses, carrots and sweet potatoes. But there is a very specific way you must prepare them to heal a senior's gut. If you eat them raw, you might be making your pain worse. Let's talk about George, 75, from London. George had suffered from leaky gut for years after a long course of antibiotics for a lung infection. His stomach was so sensitive he could only eat white toast and rice. He was losing his vitality and his muscle mass. We moved him onto a beta-carotene mash. After 30 days, his gut lining had strengthened enough that he could reintroduce proteins and healthy fats without any pain. He said he felt like he had new skin on the inside. These vegetables are packed with beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. In the medical world, vitamin A is known as the epithelial integrity vitamin. Think of your gut lining like a brick wall. The cells are the bricks, and vitamin A is the mortar that holds them together. Without enough vitamin A, the bricks become loose, and toxins leak through the wall into your bloodstream. This is the root of systemic inflammation. By eating steamed carrots, you are providing the mortar to seal those gaps and protect your immune system. A study in the Journal of Nutrition, 2018, demonstrated that vitamin A deficiency directly leads to a breakdown in the tight junctions of the intestinal wall. Restoring vitamin A levels through whole food sources like carrots significantly improved gut barrier function and reduced markers of leaky gut syndrome. Practical guide. The method: never eat these raw if you have chronic stomach pain. Raw carrots have tough cellulose fibers that act like sandpaper on an inflamed gut. You must steam or boil them until they are soft. The recipe: mash steamed carrots and sweet potatoes together. Add a teaspoon of grass-fed butter or coconut oil. The golden time: this is your perfect lunch base. It provides steady, slow-burning energy that won't spike your insulin. Notes: you must eat these with a healthy fat. Vitamin A is fat-soluble. Without the fat, butter or oil, the mortar never reaches the bricks. Do you prefer sweet potatoes or carrots? Or do you like them mixed together like George did? Let me know in the comments. To summarize, your path to a pain-free, independent life after 50 isn't found in a pill bottle. It is found in the wisdom of the produce aisle. 1. Red cabbage to superglue your ulcers and lining. 2. Ginger to prime the engine and move food along. 3. Fennel to provide a warm blanket of relaxation for spasms. 4. Steamed carrots to provide the mortar for a strong gut wall. If you take only one thing away from today's video, let it be this: your body is not broken because of your age. It is simply a biological system that is missing its building blocks. When you give your cells the right tools, they know exactly how to repair themselves. I've seen it with Martha, and I want to see it with you. A gentle warning: while these foods are powerful, if you are experiencing red flag symptoms like blood in your stool, unexplained rapid weight loss, or difficulty swallowing, please see a healthcare professional immediately. Nutrition is the foundation, but diagnostics are the map. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Our mission is to reach 1 million seniors and help them reclaim their independence, and your support makes that possible. Don't miss our next video, where I'll be talking about the 3 fruits that flush out kidney toxins. I'm Dr. David Thompson. Thank you for trusting me with your health. Now, go to the kitchen, find your medicine, and start healing today.